welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's meeting on Tuesday, November 21st, 2017. The meeting was called to order at 5:30 p.m. at 100 Civic Center Parkway in the council chambers. We begin our meetings with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. We then move on to our announcements. Our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, December 5th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, December 19th at 5:30 p.m. We have work sessions scheduled for Tuesday, November 28th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, December 12th at 5:30 p.m. And I'd like to remind everyone that we're in the midst of budgets. And so we have our Truth and Taxation meetings, and they are scheduled for, the second budget meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, November 28th at 5:30 p.m. And then we adopt the budget and a final levy on Tuesday, December 5th at 6:30 p.m. So you see 5:30, but the meeting starts at 5:30, but we need to adopt the budget at 6:30. We then move on to citizens' comments. No one appeared before the City Council to speak to any items. And then we move on to additions to the final agenda, and there were no emergency items to be added to the agenda. And then we are at the consent agenda. And the first item on the consent agenda was the approval of minutes, and we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We also approved claims listing. And we approved the resolution and policy establishing a fire escrow account. And we also approved the purchase of desktop monitors as part of Phase 1 facilities project. We also approved the operating manager for Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar. And we approved and authorized the removal of poor quality boulevard ash trees and ordered the ad for the bids. We approved a resolution ordering the preparation of a preliminary report for the Travelers Trail Heart of the City Improvements Project. We also approved the 2018 funding application to Dakota County for the community landfill abatement funds and the execution of a joint powers agreement with Dakota County. Now, item I pulled for a separate discussion and vote. This is an application from Discover Church for a planned unit development amendment to allow leasable showroom space for a business located at 14300 Burnsville Parkway. They ask us to approve the PUD amendment and adopt the findings of fact and the ordinance. I'm going to ask you to please tune into the City Council meeting or stream it live on www.burnsville.org. to see the discussion on this particular item. This item was discussed and approved, and there's some history that I wanted to make sure was revealed for transparency and accountability. I voted against the item because in the past, when this item was before us, I believe it was in 2005, I voted against the church being in an industrial area. So anyway, tune into the City Council meeting and hear the discussion. The item was approved. The next item was the application for the City of Burnsville for an interim use permit for La 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 LLC located at 771 Lady Bird Lane and 721 Lady Bird Lane. We were asked to approve the interim use permit and to adopt the findings of fact, and both the interim use permit and the findings of fact were approved. That was the end of the consent agenda, and we move on to the regular agenda. And on the regular agenda was a public hearing. This was to approve currency exchange license for Burnsville Check Cashing LLC. This item was presented. We're doing the public hearing for the state because the license comes from the state. No one spoke to I opened the public hearing. No one spoke to the item, closed the public hearing, and the item was approved. There were no other items to come before us, and the meeting was then adjourned. And I'd like to remind everyone that council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon, 6 p.m., and midnight. And city council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past meetings and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsville.org. I'm Elizabeth Kautz. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me, and continue to make a difference.